right now between Spring and Edie. In we go. Welcome back, guys, with the Empire Collective Cup game number 4 between Spring and Edie, and it is on the one and only Royale with cheese. Of course, it is Hamburger. Yeah, I love this map. Absolutely love this map. And part of the TEC random map pack. We didn't know what we were going to get until we got into the game, and this is what they drew. It is a Hamburger. Up to the north of the map in the blue, we've got Spring. He's playing as the Mongols. And down to the south of the map in the red, Edie, and he is playing as the Mongols as well. Absolutely love this map, and I do think as well that in this position we're going to see a fairly long game. I think these guys might be in it for the long haul on this kind of map. This is the kind of map where if the middle gets very heavily trushed, which it probably will, then the game can go for quite some time. It does kind of lose momentum as players have to ferry their villages out to the edge in order to gather wood and in order to actually get some kind of control back. And also, water plays a big important part as well, because if you control the water, you can stop your opponent sending stuff out to the edge, and in the late game you can hit a lot of the map from the water as well. Galleons with a lot of range, going to be able to do a lot of damage from the shoreline here, not only on the outside but also on the middle. So there's it's a multifaceted map. It's a very interesting map, and there's a lot of different aspects to it. You've got the trush for the middle, you've got the galleys for the out edge, you've got the actual edge as well, which can also be attacked later on, similar to Descent Ring, all of that good stuff. And it's just, yeah, it's a kind of like, it's one of those maps that's all over the place, and I think it's kind of a difficult one to play well. I don't think there's really an agreed strategy for this one. I mean, Tato, do you think there's one strategy that should be used on this map, or do you think there's not really any clearly defined strat or one strategy that's necessarily the best? I mean, you could completely ignore the middle altogether and go for the edge straight away. Thank you very much, Osteroin, for resubscribing. Much appreciated. Welcome back to the Wallow Warlords for 2 months in a row. Awesome stuff. Thank you very much for your support. It means a lot to me, of course. You know, streaming and all that. It's made a lot easier and makes it more, it makes it easier for me to stream and gives me more time to stream with your subscriptions and all of that stuff. So it's much appreciated. And while we're talking about appreciation, let's show some appreciation for Search Engine Revs as well. SearchEngineRevs.com sponsoring this event for $1,000, putting $1,000 into the prize pool, which without, I doubt we would have got so many high-level players signing up to the tournament and taking part in the tournament. So it's really awesome of them to do that. And if you guys want to find out more about them, information below the stream and below the video. And they're basically a search engine optimization company based in Canada, and they help you to appear higher up in the Google search results, to be found on the web basically, and get your content seen, whatever that content may be, whether it's like an online shop, or if it's video content like what I'm doing, or if it's anything else for that matter. But anyway, down on the south, it's Spring. Spring here with his Sneakerino. 3 militia, 4th on the way. And Spring, he ain't messing around right now. He is going for it, and this is the second time we've seen this. If you guys remember back to Winchester versus Spring for their set of games, he did the same. He also snuck a villager through. And it's perfectly doable because there is one tile between the trees and the water where you can sneak your vill through. And if that doesn't get walled up, then expect the Sneakerino, I guess. The Spring coming in. Now, in the chat, I think Tato said something. He said he's tried some different strategies. He thinks the best is towering the middle and fighting for it. I think, you know, it's certainly something we see our players doing a lot. Towering the middle, denying the gold is awesome, but oh my goodness, look at this. Edie immediately losing a villager right now, and Spring being as lame as he possibly can, walling up this lumber line to try and prevent the villagers from gathering, baiting these villagers away, causing so much idle time. 5 militia in this rush, a 6th one coming in. Sadly for Spring, he did lose his scout cavalry, so he doesn't have any extra firepower from that, but 6 militia, 7th on the way out, and Spring is going for it right now. He's going ham. Meanwhile, I kind of anticipate we'll see Edie throw down a tower. There it is, of course, the tower on the wood line. Edie doesn't know where Spring is chopping wood, and he does know where Spring's chopping wood. It's not in the middle of the map just yet, because he sees no chopped trees through the fog of war. Now he sees one. He knows that Spring's going to be over here on the right side. That's out of range of his tower, but that tower's going to be multi-purpose anyway. It's going to allow him to defend his villagers gathering the wood, and divert Spring's attention elsewhere, because with that tower there, Spring will not be able to successfully raid that wood line. He is coming to the back though, but he's got another tower up. And I think Spring now is in a bad position, to say the least. He's going to go ahead and lame the deer. Don't blame him. Don't blame him at all. Goodness me. Feels like a knife is going down my throat when I breathe in. It's really bad. I've got a very sore throat right now. But yeah, Spring loses villager there to the TC of Edie. Not good at all. And I think maybe he was trying to lame with that, maybe do a bit more damage with the villager, you know, maybe wall up some resources, but Eddie's resources are so close to his town center, and with this tower there, Spring's not going to be able to do any more damage, I don't think. So Edie right now in a really good position. He's got his dock out, he's got 4 fishing ships, that's a lot of extra food income. Spring only just building his dock right now, and not only that, but if Edie starts going for some water control and towers up the middle, he could actually stop Spring getting any wood whatsoever. If he can stop Spring getting a transport out, that would be huge. Spring, remember, still in the Dark Age, and he just can't get the food to go feudal at the moment. He's taken a lot of berries. That's 9 villagers right there taking berries to try and get the food to go feudal. He's finally clicked up. He's made the click, but it's going to be a while before he makes it there. And with Edie towering up the middle, wood is going to become a problem for Spring. There's only so many new lumber camps he can make before the wood runs out, and Edie is going to make sure as hell to keep towering this middle to make sure that Spring cannot gather any more wood. So what is Spring going to do? He needs 125 wood for a transport ship, and right now he's struggling to take any, as Edie here tries to wall this wood line up. Thank you very much, HJ. Oh gosh, how do I say this one? Hajar Tanslem, I think maybe. Tell me if I'm wrong. Thank you very much for subbing, much appreciated, and welcome to the Wallow Warlords as well. Let's see those Wallow hypes in the chat. Dutch class, straight on it, like a car bonnet. He's not wasting any time. Oh man. All right, so Edie right here, looking so good right now. These militia, they're all getting picked off slowly but surely by these towers. Eddie is taking them out, and Spring's desperately clamoring here to get some wood. He's going to get a little bit here and there, but his villagers are being weakened. He's finally throwing up a counter tower, but Eddie has so many advantages at the moment, you'd think. You'd certainly think. Killing a few villas on this right-hand side. Eddie's 3 villages ahead right now. And Spring's just clamoring to get these towers up, but seriously, Eddie's in such a good position. He's killing off these militia. They've done basically nothing. All they've done is hinder Spring going up to the feudal age, and now Eddie should really consider making something on the water, I feel. Spring, meanwhile, you know, starting to get some galleys going here, and I'm worried that he's not actually got enough food. Yeah, I'm right. He's not got enough food. He's basically all in right now. He has no food income at all. His berries are gone. His deer are gone. His boar's gone. His sheep are gone. The only thing he's got bringing his food in is this one fishing ship. That's, you know, his entire civilization is dependent on this one fishing ship. Like, he better have a good haul. Otherwise, Spring is not going to be able to make any builds at all. And, you know, he's making the occasional build here and there. But this is going to get, you know, this is going to go from bad to worse right now. For Spring, this is only going to go from bad to worse. He cannot go without more food. He cannot fall behind this far in villages. He's 5 villages behind now. That's only going to increase as his TC sits idle. He's desperately trying to get some towers up in the middle to try and retake some wood, get something back. And meanwhile, you know, the militia are going to try and hit some villas back here. And I think Eddie can engage that with his villagers and just take this out. Easy. Easy stuff. For Eddie now, obviously, I still think he has to get something on the water. I think that's going to be important because, you know, Spring is coming in with the galleys. Thank you very much, Johan, or Ohan the second for subscribing, much appreciated. Welcome to the Wallow Warlords. Got a little bit of a sub train going right now, and I don't know, I think there's like 5, maybe 6. I lost count. Let me see. 5. Yeah, thank you guys, much appreciated. Welcome all to the Wallow Warlords, much appreciated. But yeah, Spring here at the back, gonna be taking down some of these ships, and that's a bit of a nuisance. Eddie doesn't exactly have a lot of food income himself at this point. Now his fish has been displaced, but he is 10 villages ahead, so, you know, he's got more wood access. He actually has a lot of villages inside of towers at the moment, which is questionable. I mean, he's actually not got that much wood access due to the fact that half his villas are in the towers right now. But yeah, he's clearly coming out on top, and whoa, what the frick is that? Oh my god, that tree, that is a water tree right there. And here we see, in its natural habitat, the water tree. Spring sends his villagers, and they chop at it. It's somehow floating, but it's also rooted to the ground. Like, what is that? How on earth does, that even happen? I don't know. How are the villagers even able to gather that? It's beyond my knowledge. It's something else. It's the magic of Age of Empires 2 map generations, generation even. Anyway, yeah, Eddie clearly winning the tower fight in the middle. He needs fletching though. He's got fletching. Ooh, he's got fletching. Yeah, so clearly going to come out on top. Not only does he have extra range, but he has got extra attack damage as well. It's over. Spring knows it's done. He's calling GG, or rather he's calling G at this point, because he's that much of a gangster. Eddie gonna take the win, and I think really, again, Spring just getting a little stupid, really. I think Spring just, like, he doesn't want to play the really long game. He wants to do something a bit different. He wants to try and catch his opponent off guard, and it was a nice try, but it just wasn't gonna work out, really, was it? It just wasn't gonna happen. Not against someone who's playing Mongols, who's going for a fast feudal and towers, when you're making militia. It just, it didn't happen, and, you know, maybe if Eddie's villagers weren't protected by a tower, he could have done some more, but Eddie was prepared. A couple of towers and a few walls, and he's sorted. And Spring there, just unable to really do enough damage. He was, at the end of that game, 16 even, I can't count, 16 villagers behind, which is huge. 16 whole villagers. The resource income for Eddie would have been so much higher. And yeah, Eddie's starting to take the water back now as well, making some galleys to protect his fish. Just for Spring it was over, and he knew it, but at least he tried something different. It's the kind of thing we like to see, and it seems like you guys are the Oracle. All of you together, collectively, are the Oracle, because if you look at the bet options in the chat, you can see that the option for Eddie to win 3-1 was the most favourite option of them all. And you guys predicted it exactly right, spot on, 3-1 for Eddie, and so that's going to be a bet end, and it was option D, Eddie winning 3-1, 17 people bet on option D, and 17,000 florins were awarded, so congratulations if you won some florins. Your dick measuring contest has now become more long? I don't know. Thank you very much, Tato, for subscribing. Much appreciated, man. You are officially a Wallow Warlord now. Awesome. Thanks, man. But yeah, like, florins are good for nothing, apart from making you look better. So, good for you guys. Whoever has the most florins is the best person. Who has the most florins? Let's see. Oh, hey, it's me. I don't count. Me, Idle Beaver, Handcake, Augustus Caesar, none of us count. RFRJJ, though, he definitely counts as number 5. So number 5 is technically number 1. Anyway, alright guys, so that's it. The Empire Collective Cup Gold League. We're done, and congratulations to Eddie for winning 3-1. That was his final set of the tournament, so that means that he is now done and dusted. He's finished. He's out of here. And, you know, with a 3-1 victory, it could very well be that he finishes in second place even, overall. If we have a look at the Gold League right now, there we go, the wrong scene, there we go.